Good evening, human creatures, and today we're going to the Shadow Temple. Now, this place sticks out to me because it feels unique with three other temples, at least for adultly. It's probably the last of the temples that doesn't hold a significant religious or spiritual meaning, with the others being the castle in the forest, like you see, or even the mansion in the forest, depending on how you want to call it, for the forest temple. And the water temple have always kind of felt like an osmosis system, kind of purifying the water for it to be cool and clean. And then you have the Shadow Temple that feels quite the opposite, not where people are supposed to raise their spirits, but they're actually supposed to be crushed. You have ghosts in chains, blood, spikes. You have a ghost ship made to transport prisoners deeper within the ruins, if you call it that. You have false walls and false floors for false hope. This place was made for the specific reason of binding the soul, and represents a very dark chapter in Ocarina of Time's Hyrule history. And that's what it is. To me, it also comes in more contact with the Fire Temple of how it is more straightforward. Where the Forest and Water Temple, you can kind of break away and do your own thing and kind of get lost. The Shadow Temple and the Fire Temple, once you play this once through, or at least get a basic meaning, it basically guides you through the entire temple. The only difference between the Fire and the Shadow is the Fire Temple very much kind of sticks around the entrance, where the Shadow Temple kind of veers off into different areas. Kind of leads you on a trail. But other than that, I would give the Shadow Temple a little bit more, just for the fun of the boss fight. I did like Volvagia, don't get me wrong, but I do like Bongo Bongo a little bit more, and I am expecting to die from him quite a few times. Well, let's dive in. First, let's get into some proper garb here. I had to go back and get the Lens of Truth, because for some reason, I don't know what happened, but it didn't save. Switch back to good old green. Let's equip that there. And I gotta go back in time and get the Din's Fire. I've been saying that a lot, but I need to kind of make good on that promise. I really like where they hit Din's Fire. Like, most of the fairy fountains, if you would, they're like far off places you usually wouldn't expect them to, or you would expect them to be. Like, you don't, when you think of a fairy temple in Legend of Zelda, you think you're playing a flute to dry up a pond, or some outward cove underneath a bush near Lake Hylia, or somewhere more mystifying. But the reason why I like the one here the most is it's because it's right next to the castle, somewhere where you really wouldn't look. And if you were like me, you forgot about the rock being bombed until much later. Second playthrough, when I got Din's Fire, I really kind of abused it, using it to see what I can get away with and what not. And it's not that bad of a magic spell. Compared to others, it's basically a stand-in for the medallions from Link to the Past. What can you do? Zelda's gonna Zelda at the end of the day. But I really do like the location of it. I really kind of don't really see this again until I think close to Minish Cap, which is another underrated gem in the Zelda universe. I really wish more people would kind of do a playthrough of that, because not only does it not get talked a lot, but it is a very beautiful and fun game with a lot of good and interesting mechanics. Am I a big fan of the past, present, and future of it? Not really. Like, if you want my honest opinion, the Zelda timeline makes no damn sense and should be discarded. See if I can do this. Here comes our beautiful fairy. Hello, lady. And our fairy's cockeyed. Holy shit. One eye staring at me and the other one staring off into whatever. Ah, the great fairy of magic when I get some fucking glasses, or at least something to fix that awkward gaze. But it is what it is. Walk into your first, or supposed first, magic spell. Din's Fire. That is a really good sprite, by the way. And we're out of here. Man, she's thick too. Holy shit. And what they say, thick thighs save lives. Today they're saving mine. Outside of this and probably a few times with Fiora's Wind. Hold on, do I have that? Let me see something here. Do I have... Oh. Looks like we're gonna make a... No, we don't. I don't know why I thought about that. I'm gonna say I maybe have to go get the Lens of Truth, and I don't remember how to do that off screen. For some reason it doesn't want to save that section. Kind of cool. We're gonna find out anywho. Alright, let's go be adult and start adulting. Gotta start learning to walk backwards, it makes less noise. And just like that, back in business. Oh, never mind. As I was saying with religious structures in Zelda and the temples, this looks like almost presented like a church. Like you could easily put a podium, a few pews here, and have someone really just give sermons right here on whatever they would, but this is one of the temples I was saying that feels like it holds a religious value. Even the outside of the Temple of Time screams cathedral and church. Like this would be something you find in old like Gothic structures or something of the sort. I have to go to Ocarina the old-fashioned way since we don't have the Nocturne of Shadows. But Fire Temple always feels like the Gorons use it for like a rite of passage, like a abandoned city. I don't know if it was Goron made or Hylian made, but it has this feel to it. Don't fall into the water. Made it. And it feels like I could just picture monks there, especially with the old Fire Temple theme of just sitting in lava flows, meditating, praying. Do what? I don't know, or making sacred pilgrimages to there and seeing what it is. Same thing with the water, not the water temple, but the spirit temple. That is definitely religious. I love this cutscene. You don't need no water. That motherfucker burn. I only wish Link ran this fast. He's got cutscene magic. Took my quarter, bro. No wish for me. The ultimate, I got you, bro, or hold my beer. I love how just Link stands there as he's like being ragdolled and almost breaks her neck. Looks like he goes for the pile driver there. And then what looks like death from the Green Mile comes steeping from it. And I like how they portrayed the shadow here of what I'm assuming is Bongo Bongo. One of his three forms, both hands and the body. And our hero gets accosted about the neck and shoulders and is left passed out. Tens have died, you have felt this one. Burned to death. But let's play a song. Alright, let's do this. Here's a little ditty I know called O Town Road. Alright, let's try it. This is probably one of my favorite warp songs, right next to Prelude of Light. Hello, Windmill. You do that. You don't have to blind me, just run past me. Or, you know, scorch my retinas with fucking nut fire. Or whatever you want. Oh, that's pretty good right there. Now this is probably one of my favorite temple entrances in Ocarina of Time, especially for the adult temple. Because this feels like it harkens back to the Game Boy games where you gotta find the tail key for the tail cave. Which I kinda like the idea of. Or I wish they would have stuck with it. Because if you don't find Den's fire, you're not coming in here, so you better be kind of astute. And not use the bottle. You can light these on fire with the fire arrows, but it's a little bit more difficult. Speedrunners be damned, you can. Get Den's fire out there, because I'm probably going to use it 100 times. Now, once again, you kind of always got to remember Shadow Temple is more or less part 2 of the Under the Well, or Bottom of the Well. That is really good artwork. That looks like some H.E. Geiger shit right there. Here we go. Ignore this. People actually get scared in this temple, and to me, the Bottom of the Well seemed more scary. Like this is, I know this is a prison and a torture room, but at the same time, the Bottom of the Well seemed to hold more significance. Since it's evil that's right in town. Apparently still that Bongo Bongo. Where are you? I think I went a little bit too far. Yep. And it reuses the same boss, Dead Hands, which in this fight's a little bit different. Now that you're adult Link. Now for those who don't know, a charged up, fully charged up spin shot is the equivalent of a double attack, or a jump attack. Jump away before he hits you with that dirt. The shockwave. Get hand blade on you. Ease it on back. Get 2 hits this way if you're quick. Alright, let him sink back into the graveyard dirt here. Done and done. Always gives magic no matter what. And we very quickly get this item, or this dungeon's item. Now, I honestly did not know what we were gonna get with this dungeon when I was a kid. I had no goddamn clue. Because I didn't expect the hover boots. I expected something completely different. I honestly, in my mind, pictured like a torch that burned away darkness or something like that. Or like another version of the lantern lamp. The hover boots was nowhere near on my mind. Oh, and fun fact for those who don't know, if you have your Lens of Truth, you can't use other magic. So just remember to disequip it. They have no traction, they let you slide, but damn are they helpful. I don't know if they provide a speed boost, but it kind of feels like they do. Put me on down here. The skull that shows up is the one you want to go to. Everything fucking talks to you in this temple. It's annoying as hell. If you get it wrong, the floor will fall out. If you have the hover boots equipped, walk away while it's doing that. And you can glide out and glide back in without falling to your death. Here we go. That and another, I wouldn't call it a complaint, but the other thing that kind of drove me nuts about this temple, more or less, is the music feels It just feels like it's there. It doesn't really feel like it's kind of showing the temple. It'd later be somewhat contribute to the fire temple. I want to go in here and hit. No, wrong one. Avoid that blade at all costs, because this is the part of Zelda where things start really just fucking railroading you, and I mean hard. So hits from now on start really doing some damage. Get that hook shot up and running. Stick to the wall. And I think we got our first key. Yep, out of here. Avoid that again. This was a nice touch because I really did like the Reapers as a kid. I wish they would have done more with it because it kind of feels like they could have done this with the ice blades in the ice cavern. And here is where I started really hating this. Because of these little bastards right here, you can't hit them while they're up there. At least, not that I'm aware of. You can't see them with the light. And you pick up speed, and at least to me, I always felt like I'd outrun them. I was a fool. I grew out of that shit quickly. Here's the other aspect of this temple I do like. Guillotines. Because why not? Now this is some really good level design right here. I actually do like what they did with this little cavernous area. Don't go over there. And block in time. Get on here. Don't worry, you're fine. You can jump from over there to there if you want to do it. Go over, my friend. You gotta give me a goddamn break on that. Flawed physics. What are you gonna do? Alright, let's make our way back down. No hearts? Fuck you too. Are you gonna give anything? Nope. Seems like I'm dealing with greedy spiders. And I try to avoid fighting that stealth bug. I have a bad history with him in this temple, especially on the ship. Which is named after the very, I don't know what you kind of call it there. Time to go. Now once you get over here, run over here. You already kind of know what to do. Now you want to blow up that Demos over there because it's holding a rupee. Gotta do some maneuvering here. And we're out of here. I'm kidding, gotta go pick up the key. And the second most annoying section of the dungeon. I never was a big fan of this. up here, jump on up. Wrong. I think I'm thinking of the wrong one. What do we got? Maybe we didn't get a key. I think that one there is either a green or blue rupee. Oh, finally some recovery hearts. Actually needed two. There we are. I always hold my breath on that, I don't know why. And before we go any further, before we had some bats in here. Is there any re-dead? Come on, one more. Huh. Could have swore that there were some bats in here you had to kill. Here's a fun little fact that I did not know up until about my... probably 7 or 8 years ago, just by messing around with a friend. These spikes right here have the same properties as lava. So when you're on them with the red tunic, you can, I think you can somewhat take damage later, but you can stand on them right now, yeah, just fine. Kind of a fun little thing they put in there. I like to think of it as a glitch or an oversight. You never really know. While we're at it here, let's switch back to green. There you are, big boy. This room does make excellent use of the lens of truth. Right here. Here's one section with the bats. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Gotta head up here anyways. Now, as a kid, I loved this section right here. I thought this was metal as fuck. And I had no idea, since I didn't know about the jar over in Goron's temple. That just unlocks the door. There you go. The key always falls on this side, no matter what. Never changes. You're out of there. And now we're going someplace. Alright, I should say we're going places. This section I did not like, but I loved. Like, as a kid, I hated it because it made me switch back to the iron boots. But it's not that bad. Also, from what I was reading, that if you ever look at the medallion right here of the forest medallion, it has nothing to do with a forest on it. In fact, it's supposed to be wind. These guys are supposed to be in the wind temple, but they got cut out. Probably just crunch time. Or just, you know, a different direction in the dungeon. I wonder what that would... I'd like to see like a beta version. I wouldn't say a beta version because I have that. I wonder what that would have looked like if they turned the forest temple into a fire temple. Now you see that fire right there? It'll go past it and cut you right back ahead. That I know of, there's no real way to get rid of that eye right there. Oh, that was low, man. Gibdos. This is not Link to the Past. Fire arrows don't do you jack and shit. What you want to do... in between one of them, take a pot to the face, a very good pot, empty pot. Hit this twice, and you got ready. Oh yeah, it'll freeze you mid-animation. You don't gotta worry. Killing a Gibdo always gives you magic. Mostly large, but, you know. Quick hit of the magic sauce is what we need right now. Now, that wasn't for the key, by the way. I just get rid of them. Here's where the key is, by the way. Gotta love that little subtle nod to bottom of the well with the hidden chest being in the bone piles, I like to call it, or the graveyard soil. But always get rid of the Gibdo. That'll save you a lot of heartbreak, especially if you're like me. And here we are, the ship. I almost always, and I still do to this day, used to call this the ship of Hawkisness or Harkisness from that town in Dragon Warrior 1. It's called the ship of Harkinian, the very same thing I'm playing on right here. PC, I don't know what you would call this. Basically a PC port of Link to the Past called the ship of Harkinian, which is right there. But if you ever hear me call it those two names, is because I was playing Dragon Warrior at the time, or Dragon Quest 1, depending on how old you are. Right there, we just made a shortcut, so if we die, we'll be looping back there, and that'll save us the whole run around. I hate this section. I hate it even more as this. Over here. Play that. And I always picture this ship right here just transporting prisoners. Or prisoners of war, I should say. To a very dark demise. I think that's why Bongo's here. I'll explain a little bit of my thoughts in his boss room. And this is why I hate this fucking temple. You just kind of gotta hold out. And there's number 2. You can't get them to walk past. Start equipping your boots and just start flat out avoiding them. Once they get over to this area, just scroll right off. They usually don't follow you unless you're very unlucky. I already got arrows. Kind of right there will trigger that statue to fall for you. Catch me. Good level design too. And that's that ship sinking. Oh, since that door is locked, we can't head there. If I need heart pieces, there they are. Went on the wrong side of the pillar. Dumbass me. I really do like the flowing fog in it, or I should say the mist. I just picture this place smelling like a very, very damp, moldy basement. The kind of smell that just clings to you. Now this is another section I hate in this game. I sort of like it because I love the creativity and the thought that went to it. That's why I do not like that room. I think this is where I'm supposed to be. X marks the spot. Kill those right there. If you don't kill them, the last one, if you take too long, will spawn. So if you got dense fire, break it out. Now's the time to put it to good use. Well, spent enough time looking at the BDSM rack. Let's split. And we're not done yet.
Thank you.
We're gonna need arrows. Oh man, I hate that song. I think it's this one. I think I went back. Yep, come right up over to here. Pop out your bombs. Oh. And hopefully you can hit that reed there for a free shot. Be quick about getting this key. And you're done here. Now it's time to head back to that main room. I fucking hate that with a passion. Nothing I hate more than trying to hit a button and it just like in the middle, not just not doing what I want, but just basically leaving me open for an attack. Now we head across. Well, let me top off the tank here. Grab that heartbeat. Good on arrows. Because Bongo Bongo, I think, does 1 heart, maybe 2 hearts later in the fight. Now, there is a jump slash glitch with the stab attack I usually never use. Bongo Bongo, I'm going to use it. Because I find his fight so fascinating, but at the same time, oh my god, is it so damn annoying. Here we go. If you want to know what that is, that's just to get a scarecrow up there. Oh, if you do that, you can. I'm good. And we did it. Now let's do it with that. I like that door. Now if you have the hover boots on, you slide right into that hole. Save it here. When I see this right here, there's certain castles that have I don't remember the name, but they have a pit that had a wooden spike or a metal spike at the bottom of it. And let's say you pissed off the lord or lady of the castle to the point where they literally wanted you dead. You went here. They'd throw you in that pit, you'd fall into that spike, and you would die very slowly, if not instantly. And that's why I think that they were doing. I just picture them lining up prisoners, and either just flat out criminal prisoners, or just war prisoners of war. There's what I'm looking for, and just throwing them in this pit. Oh, there was a massive drum in here. Find out, you let me know. Here we go, Bongo Bongo. And this fight's annoying. Just simply for the fact that I am not going to be able to pull it off too well. You want to keep the Din's Fire because it can give you some invincibility frames while you're doing it, but by no means is that going to stay there. Jump slash in. Beat Bongo Bongo. That is a really nice texture for the drum, by the way. Oh, I like the outside skulls. And it's really good models for the hand. I love how you can see the bone. This kind of really freaked me out as a kid because I was not expecting it. Phantom Shadow Beast Bongo Bongo. Second, you can get a lock on it. I'm dead. I'm fucking gone. How the hell I survived that, I do not know. My next head's gonna kill me. Charge this up fully right here. I thought I died a bongo a few times. I really did. And this is him in his death rattle right here. When the music stops. A beautiful end to a beautiful boss. And probably one of my favorite boss dissolves right up there with Ravaggio. And just like that, the Shadow Temple is done. It is no more. I've always wondered about the sages. Like, in Link to the Past, it's clear who the maidens are. They're the descendants of these sages. If you want my honest opinion, in Ocarina of Time, it kind of feels like you're not dealing with, like, the lineage of sages. You're just dealing with who's picked to be the guardians of the temple. Who, like, it's not that they're the lineage or the, you know, the next of kin, but as if they've been chosen to be the representative of it. Just by either sheer luck or position. And just like that, got the Shadow Medallion. And the only complaint I have with the Shadow Medallion is I wish it had a better design than the bottom, which in my opinion kind of represents that missing Triforce piece that's upside down on the shield. And kind of a later hint, if you want to, a Link Between Worlds with Lorule. Right. And just like that, back at the start. I have a lot of grievances with the Shadow Temple and complaints, but for all in all, it's I wouldn't say a middle of the road. Out of the 10 points, I'd give it a definite 6+. Pause that for the beeping. It does have some shortcomings, and I do like the style they went. Is it kind of get overmasked with the bottom of the whale to a certain degree, because I feel that one went a bit harder. But it within its own right, it's not bad. The boss fight more than makes up for it, and the second half of it's not too bad. But all in all, it is what it is. A Shadow Temple. It does its job well, and don't expect anything out of it. Well, everybody, like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want to challenge me or agree with me on whatever I said. It'd be much appreciated. Catch you guys on the flip and on the next episode. Take care.